Hey, good morning, YouTube, and happy Wednesday. So, today I wanted to bring a video to you that's very, very important to me. So, I wanted to bring a video regarding the over 300,000 Black women that has left the workforce and has basically been forced out of the workforce due to a lot of cutting in the federal government. Now, we know Elon Musk and Donald Trump had a department, the Department of Government Efficiency, that was basically cutting federal departments. And we know historically, black and brown people, black people in particular, go into jobs that are considered safe. Jobs like the Department of Education, working for the federal government.
50,000 black women lost their job in the first 6 months of this year. But they talk about, oh, the unemployment rate ticked up a little, but it doubled, almost doubled for black people. What DEI was about black women who'd achieved a certain amount being taken from their jobs at one time. Has never done to America what GCI did. GCI is greedy, corrupt, incompetent white men. They talk about these things in an abstract concept, and if you look at the fact that black women are the most educated segment of our society, white men are the most uneducated. This was bound to happen. And the fact that there were a lot of black men and Latin men who helped this happen is something.
The economy now, where staggering numbers have been released surrounding black women in the labor force. A new report shows more than 300,000 black women have left the workforce in just the last several months. That's according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Joining me now is gender economist Katika Roy to break this all down and why they're leaving. Katika, thank you so much for being with us. You recently wrote an article where you say that this isn't happening by accident. Why do you think it is happening?
This is happening because of cuts to public sector positions. So if you look at the federal labor force, Black women make up just over 12% of the federal labor force. It's about double their representation in the labor force overall. And when you have targeted cuts up to 50% in organizations such as the Department of Education and HHS, you're not just trimming the fat, you're actually cutting the economic backbone for Black women.
Wow. And so what are some of the spillover effects from all of this?
Well, one of the things that we know is that there is a connection between women's labor force participation and GDP. So just Black women's labor force participation has dropped by just over 2% in the last 3 months. And that has sucked over $37 billion out of US GDP. So this is the economic cost of gender policy ignorance.
This is really fascinating because do you think that most people are unaware of the actual impacts of things like this?
Absolutely. So when we often think about women's issues or Black women's issues, we think of it as an over there problem. It's not. It's an everybody problem. When our economy grows, that has more jobs and more income for everyone. So we know, for instance, overall, that for every 1 percentage point that women leave the labor force, there's a $146 billion hit to GDP.
Oh my gosh. And so we've talked about the consequences, but is there an upside to all of this? Are we seeing women pivoting to entrepreneurship as they're leaving the workforce? What then are they doing?
You know, that's a great question. And the truth is, we don't know where all of the 300,000 Black women that have actually been pushed out of the labor force have gone. We know that some of them have gone into entrepreneurship, which is not only because of luxury, but it's actually because of survival. And this is really a testament to their resilience, but it also shows the rigidity in our traditional employment systems.
Are there any other groups that we are seeing largely impacted in this way in the labor workforce?
Not to this extent. So I track all of the data, as you can imagine, month over month by gender and race and ethnicity. And I started to see this trend about 3 months ago with this really precipitous drop in Black women out of the labor force. And this is a huge hit. And historically, just to give you a sense of the historical context, this is the first time in years that Black women's labor force participation has fallen below Latina's labor force participation.
Wow.
It's really seen those clips. I want to say, and I have some notes. I wanted to say, Black unemployment has dramatically increased under the Trump administration. We know that 12% of Black people are in the federal government, and because there's been so much cuts to the federal government because of the Department of Government Efficiency, we're seeing a lot disproportionately. Remember, this is disproportionate. This is disproportionately affecting Black women. Over 300,000 has exited the workforce, and I believe that this is intentional. I believe that this is happening because we want to they want to disenfranchise Black women, Black and brown people. And I want you guys to pay very close attention to this. Our unemployment for Black women has increased to 7.2%, which is very high. It's the highest it's been since the pandemic. And I wanted to make sure, because I wanted you guys to understand what is happening and how Black women are being strategically targeted. I feel very much so like Black women are being strategically targeted. There's 3 different areas that Black and brown people try to go into, because you know that historical old saying is like, you want to find a job that is like a good job that has great benefits, a job that has longevity and all of those things. So we traditionally go into working for the federal government. We go into working as teachers, healthcare providers. Those programs are being slashed. The funding for those programs are being slashed, and these things are harming and negatively affecting Black women at a very alarming, disproportionate rate. And so I think it's imperative that we pay attention. I just wanted to give you guys this information. I wanted to share these stories with you guys. And so please be aware that these things are strategic. Please be aware that these things are, Black women are being targeted. They're being targeted, and it's because I think America wants a permanent underclass. I really believe that. I've always believed that. And unfortunately, Black women are being targeted disproportionately. So you guys pay attention. Make sure you know what's going on. Make sure you are well aware of what the Trump administration is intentionally doing. And so I just wanted to show you guys those clips. I want you guys to like, comment, and subscribe. So regarding the Department of Education, we know the DOGE cut that department. Also HHS, which is Human Health Services. We know that disproportionately Black women has been basically fired, terminated, or kicked out of those roles and jobs and opportunities as well. Also working in the federal government, working as a teacher, working in schools. Because of the cuts to the Department of Education, those programs are being slashed and Black women are being disproportionately affected as well. This to me is a concerted effort. It is my opinion that these things are done so that we can have a permanent underclass in this country. And you have to take in consideration, since Donald Trump has entered office the second time, Black women has disproportionately lost jobs and opportunities because of the legislation and things that are being pushed by this administration. It's imperative that we pay attention to these things. I believe these are strategic, targeted efforts. And
Black women and those who love us, listen up. I have news. In the past 90 days, over 300,000 Black women have lost their jobs. 300,000. That is the population of Barbados just wiped from the workforce in one full sweep. In response to this, Felicia Butterfield just launched the Global State of Women Relief Fund, issuing emergency grants of $500 to $1,500 to help impacted women afford food, childcare, or rent, the essentials. Because it's emergency cash, this is non-dilutive funding. You don't have to give anything away to get it. You just have to be a person in need, and there are so many of us right now. If you or someone you love need support, please share this and encourage them to apply. If you yourself do not need support, but you can resonate with this message, make a donation. This is a collective relief fund, so the number of grants that are written is going to strictly be based on how much money they can raise. The application to get relief or make a donation is at the top of my profile. And if you can't donate, don't feel bad. Times are hard for everyone, but please at least share this with someone in need or with your followers. In the meantime, stay encouraged.